on what was supposed to be a monumental evening inside the hallowed grounds of Madison Square Garden for SmackDown Live, what we got, folks, was night 2 of a WWE embarrassment. The Undertaker makes his 28th return in 2019 to not be confronted by the Fiend Bray Wyatt, but he was confronted by the dancing fool himself, Sami Zayn. How on earth does this make any sense to WWE? I don't know, but it was a complete waste of an Undertaker appearance. We're going to talk about that and what WWE should have done with the return of The Undertaker inside Madison Square Garden. Elias was removed from the King of the Ring tournament, and Shane McMahon was named as his replacement in the semifinals for Chad Gable. Now, I don't know what you guys thought about it. Everybody had nightmares that this nightmare we all dreamt was about to come true. But I can't even begin to tell you how this shits all over the King of the Ring tournament and why WWE went to the lengths that they did to make a King of the Ring tournament feel so convoluted. Also, in that same instance, Gable, McMahon, Shane McMahon fires Kevin Owens from SmackDown Live. Is he on his way to NXT? We're going to go over it all right here for SmackDown Live on Off the Script.
5, delete! This is mine.
Alive with it. People still What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is SmackDown Live, Tuesday, September 10th, 2019. We're going to go over everything that happened on the show, or I should say didn't happen on the show last night. What an awful edition of SmackDown Live, man. What is WWE thinking going into Madison Square Garden? And this is the show, not only with Raw, which was awful, and I got shit on for that. People were telling me, oh, Raw wasn't bad. Yes, it was. Raw was very bad, folks. You got to look through all the good to find the overwhelming bad on Monday Night Raw. Austin coming back is not good. It means nothing to the current product and the current direction of WWE television. So put on the fucking glasses and look at what you're watching. Stone Cold Steve Austin means nothing to the WWE program. Neither does The Undertaker. And we're going to go over all that today. I don't understand why WWE makes it so blatant with Austin and The Undertaker coming back. I don't understand how WWE takes the most simplest of concepts in the King of the Ring tournament, not just the King of the Ring, 8 tournaments, and they make it so confusing and so convoluted and so cheesy that everybody just loses interest at the end of the tournament. There's no reason for it. Absolutely no reason for this to happen whatsoever. Shane McMahon being in the King of the Ring tournament not only is ridiculous, but people were downright thinking that this was all a calculated plan by WWE to get Shane McMahon into the finals of the King of the Ring. Now, I don't know where their direction is going with Kevin Owens being fired last night. At least they left you with a goddamn cliffhanger. But my God, how do you fuck up a tournament and make it that convoluted? It looked like a goddamn circus. Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't entertaining. It wasn't entertaining. But what happened last night, though was mildly entertaining, the lasting effect that something like what we seen last night with Shane McMahon, the lasting effect that it has on the entire tournament, you shit all over the entire tournament when you do that. What does it mean to everybody else that fought their way through the tournament? Only to watch Shane McMahon get a spot in the semifinals? Are you fucking kidding me? Man, that's embarrassing. That really is embarrassing. I have never watched a tournament in my entire life go through the amount of bullshit that the last 2 weeks of this King of the Ring in 2019 have given us. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The Miz beating Andrade was even more ridiculous. Mandy Rose's promo on Nikki Cross was downright pathetic. This show was god-awful, folks. God-awful SmackDown Live. We're going to go over it all. So those are my quick thoughts on that. We're going to break this shit down the best that we can right here on Off the Script. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's JD from NY206 on Twitter and on Instagram. Make sure you guys do that. I would greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button as well and turn on that bell for all notifications. That's a great way to keep up to date right here on YouTube with all the uploads that are going live this week. Do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications. And if you guys want to support the podcast via Patreon, you guys can certainly do that. My patrons are going to get all audio formats of everything this week, as you guys do every single week. That's patreon.com/JD from NY206. Make sure you guys also check out the Monday Night Raw review. And if you missed Off the Script on Monday, we uploaded part 3. And if you missed any of Off the Script from this past weekend, everything you guys need will be linked down in the description of this very video. Easy access for you. Go and check all that stuff out as well and catch up to date with everything you might have missed here on the channel. Podcast today is brought to you guys by Audible. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys check out Audible. Use our unique link. What you're going to get is 30 days free of their service, and that includes one free audiobook of your choice. The best part is, folks, you're going to get 30 days free, a free audiobook, and if you feel like Audible's not for you, you guys can cancel within that 30-day grace period and still get to keep your audiobook no matter what. You will not be billed at all for trying out Audible. Once again, that's audibletrial.com/offthescript. Great way to get something for free, and it's a great way to support Off the Script. SmackDown Live opened up with the signature gong of The Undertaker. Just like Monday Night Raw opened up with the signature glass shattering of Stone Cold Steve Austin. WWE blowing their load early on both of these shows for Raw and SmackDown inside MSG. I love me some Undertaker, man. I really do. I like Undertaker in moderation. And by moderation, I mean one time a year, not the 16 fucking times that we've seen him already this year make his return to the WWE. Every Undertaker return diminishes every other return that happens after it. WWE doesn't understand that. Now, we all know why The Undertaker was there in Madison Square Garden. He was there to put his name on the billboards. He was there to put his name in the spotlights of Manhattan, right there on 34th Street. That was all he was used for. He was used as a vehicle to sell tickets to a show that was nowhere near a sellout. And you didn't hear Tom Phillips cite that Madison Square Garden was a sellout for SmackDown Live like they did 28 different times on Monday Night Raw, which it still wasn't a sellout on Monday night either. We all know why he was there. He was there to sell tickets to a show that nobody had any interest in going to. I love The Undertaker, but like I mentioned, every Undertaker return diminishes the next return that they have planned, and it happens every single time you do that. Now, what was The Undertaker doing inside Madison Square Garden? His entrance was all glorious in shape and size and form for 10 minutes, right? 10-minute intro for The Undertaker. He makes his way into the ring. He steps in the ring and he said he wanted to come out and absorb all of this. He wanted to absorb all of this. You know what I would love to absorb? A, alcohol. I feel like I need it during these shows. And B, I would love to absorb a good show. These shows are not good, folks. They're just not good. And if you think that they are, you're living in a sea of mediocrity. These are not good shows. These are not good shows. He said for 30 years he's considered these hallowed grounds my home. Said he doesn't know how many times he'll get to come home anymore. We all know that he'll be home several times after this appearance. He doesn't know how many times he'll get to come home anymore, but there's one thing that he wants everyone to remember about this place. The Titans that were born here, the legends that were made here, they made their names here, and the heroes that were created right here in Madison Square Garden. He said it's rewarding for him to know that he took a little piece of each of their souls with him. He said they will not be forgotten because the echoes of their memories will go through these hallways for all eternity. He said now they usher in a new era of superstars. And just when The Undertaker was about to talk about the new era of superstars and maybe verbally put someone over, which would be a huge exclamation point on someone's career, out comes someone whose career is already buried in WWE, Sami Zayn. Now, I'm watching this last night on my couch, and I got my iPad in front of me, and I just break out laughing hysterically to a point where there's tears flowing down my face. I don't know what it was. I don't know if you guys felt the same way. Some of you might find Sami Zayn to be cringe. But Sami Zayn in this moment, he was the most, I would say, bizarre choice to have him, of all people, interrupt The Undertaker. And with The Undertaker in the ring and him trying to put over the new era and him calling Madison Square Garden his home and going over the legacy and how important Madison Square Garden is to him, Sami Zayn coming on out and dancing, pretty much shitting all over what The Undertaker said, was just so unintentionally funny that I found it to be fucking hilarious. Now, Sami Zayn makes his way down to the ring, and he gets in the ring and tells everybody to wait a minute. Wait a minute. Fans are singing Sami Zayn's song at this point. He pointed them to the ring and talked about the illustrious track record of The Undertaker. He said for 30 years, MSG has been Taker's yard. He entered the ring with caution, as you would when you enter the ring with The Undertaker. He's telling The Undertaker that he has the utmost respect for him, continuously calling him Sir. Sir, I have the utmost respect for you, sir. He even said The Undertaker should admit he shouldn't even be opening SmackDown Live at Madison Square Garden in 2019. Taker then obviously took offense to this. He started to walk towards Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn then said he should be the one opening the show. When is enough enough? Again, it's WWE mocking you verbally through a promo, because we all feel the same way about these nostalgia acts simply being used to take up valuable TV time that should realistically be given to someone to build them up, like a Sami Zayn, like an Apollo Crews, like an Andrade, like a Buddy Murphy, like an Ali, like an Aleister Black, a Ricochet, so on and so forth. When is enough enough? He's uttering the same sentiments that the fans on social media are uttering. When is enough enough with this nostalgia shit? You know? How many times can you bring these legends out to sell tickets and take time away from us? He said he knows that everything Undertaker does has been about paving the way for the future. The future is here, declared Sami Zayn. The future is now. The future is Sami Zayn. He said the unruly fans in New York City want nothing more than to see him take out The Undertaker. I don't know if he means take out The Undertaker legitimately, take out his trash, take out his dog for a walk. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about in this point of the show. Take The Undertaker out on what fucking planet is Sami Zayn going to take out The Undertaker? Fans are chanting, you suck. He said he is out here for respect, or out here in light of respect for The Undertaker. He asked Undertaker to turn around and leave this ring right now. Taker left the ring, handed the microphone over to Sami Zayn, walked out the ring, even made it to the ring apron. Sami then assured The Undertaker that the WWE is in good hands with him. I give you my word, says Zayn. So like I said, The Undertaker walks away. Sami Zayn, behind The Undertaker's back, starts dancing and laughing. I don't believe this actually worked, in a very comical, humorous-like way. I don't believe he fell for it type of way. Undertaker comes back in the ring. He stares down Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn backpedals. Undertaker grabs him by the throat. Up goes Sami Zayn. Down goes Sami Zayn. Chokeslam to Sami Zayn. And that was it. And that was the entire segment. Folks, I don't know what you thought about this, but I said this on social media. You have 2 weeks. It was probably longer than that. 2 weeks, 3 weeks that you announced The Undertaker was going to be back inside Madison Square Garden when the WWE makes its return to the Garden for Raw and SmackDown on back-to-back nights. You had at least 2 weeks to build something for an Undertaker appearance, and this is what you have. This is the maximum point of creativity for you. This is what you decided upon for The Undertaker on SmackDown Live. This was a complete waste of everybody's time. I don't understand it. And to belittle Sami Zayn, I even said it again on social media, taking a chokeslam or even being in the ring with The Undertaker is like a rite of passage. Not everybody gets that honor or that opportunity, but this was not done in that type of manner. It wasn't, Sami Zayn going one-on-one with The Undertaker. It wasn't to have Sami Zayn be built through The Undertaker in any way. This was done to further bury, and he's already buried, so a chokeslam by The Undertaker is not really going to do anything to Sami Zayn because he's already fucking buried as it is. But what you're telling me here is Sami Zayn, of all people, comes out and says that he is the future of WWE when we all know that he's not. It should be that case. In theory, Sami Zayn is definitely one of those guys that should be the future piece of the WWE or a future piece of many pieces in the WWE. But it's not that way. You've buried him so much in this year alone that fans look at Sami Zayn nothing more than a loser on WWE television. So to have him utter those words, the future is in good hands with Sami Zayn. You need to pave the way for the future. Of all people, you send Sami Zayn out there to do that when the fans already have made their determination on Sami Zayn as a fucking loser. 2 weeks you had. 2 weeks you had. Instead, WWE should have done what they should have done was with all the time that they had, with the announcement of The Undertaker being inside Madison Square Garden, why don't you plant seeds for something of meaning with The Undertaker? You're going to bring him back. Now, I'm sure The Undertaker doesn't give a shit. He's getting paid either way to be there, to come and do nothing, dress the part, walk down the aisle, do his entrance, right? Grab a microphone, say a few words, chokeslam Sami Zayn. He ain't doing anything strenuous on that evening. That's an easy payday for The Undertaker. I'm sure he doesn't give a shit whatsoever. But for the fans, how could you eat this shit up? Seriously. How could you look at this and be satisfied at the end of the night being there inside Madison Square Garden? Don't you want more from the WWE? Don't you want some sense of fucking creativity by these people who run this show? Yeah, 2 weeks you couldn't give me a tease for Bray Wyatt. Not one fucking tease. You had moments to do the tease and WWE didn't do anything regarding Bray Wyatt or The Fiend with The Undertaker. Because that's what everybody wants to see, a match with the two. Why bring The Undertaker back to have him sink to this level and do nothing? Meanwhile, you could have built a possible feud with Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. Now, long-term planning doesn't exist in WWE's eyes, but man, some sense of fucking storytelling would have gone a long way here. What if The Undertaker chokeslammed Sami Zayn and the lights started to go out and you hear nothing but The Fiend's laughter or Bray Wyatt's laughter over the PA? And the lights come back on and The Undertaker standing there confused, not knowing what is going on, and The Fiend just teased that he was going to show up. And what if it continued to happen as The Undertaker was making his way up the ramp with his theme music playing and the lights go out again? And The Fiend starts laughing again. We didn't need to see The Fiend attack The Undertaker. We didn't need to see The Fiend in presence there with The Undertaker. As long as something was planted for something later on down the line. You could do it at Hell in a Cell. You could do it at the Survivor Series where The Undertaker is celebrating an anniversary this year. I don't understand it. This is the level of creativity that WWE put into this shit. Nothing. Nothing of the sort from Bray Wyatt. So it was a complete waste of time by everybody. It offered nothing. And then people are going to say that I'm too hard on the show. Why don't you just enjoy it for what it is? What did it do but waste 20 minutes on a 2-hour show where they're not doing a good job as it is on building the current crop of talent? Why do I need to see an Undertaker? All it does is make it more apparent and more blatant why he's there. To sell tickets because you can't build the current crop of superstars. So yes, let's take more time away from everybody that we have on the roster. Come on, man. Seriously, what a waste of time. Shane McMahon told Chad Gable backstage that his match with Andrade was unbelievable. I wouldn't say it was unbelievable. It was good for TV standards. It wasn't unbelievable. He told him to keep it rolling. He said Elias broke his ankle, which is legit, by the way. I had some people reach out to me on Instagram, and they told me that they seen Elias down in Winter Park. I don't know if he was rehabilitating. I don't know if he was trying to train. Whatever the case may be, they seen him walking around with a cast. So I kind of got tipped off that Elias possibly could have been injured on Monday, but I didn't really think too much of it. And here we are watching SmackDown Live, and it is legit. Elias broke his ankle doing what? I don't know. But he cannot compete in the King of the Ring semifinals. Gable said that means he gets a bye to advance, which should be the case. It should be the case. But WWE and WWE land, that's too easy, folks. They got to convolute everything. Shane said a guy like Chad doesn't want a freebie, and he wants to earn his way. Gable then said, yes, I do. Shane said he hasn't figured out who his opponent will be, but it'll be someone from Raw or SmackDown, or perhaps someone who's already been eliminated in the tournament already. Gable then said he was fine and walked away. But we all knew, just by the look Shane McMahon gave Chad Gable as he walked away, it was more than likely going to be Shane McMahon. And we'll talk about that when we get to that portion of the show. Miz versus Andrade with Zelina Vega. Miz wins in 10 minutes here. Nakamura joined the announcers on commentary, which, again, did not make any sense to me whatsoever, because Nakamura, in the 10 minutes that this match was with Andrade, nothing Nakamura did on commentary sold me on the match that they have on Sunday at Clash of Champions for the Intercontinental Championship. Why was he there? He didn't speak English. He was talking Japanese for the most part, and Corey Graves was, quote-unquote, trying to translate while Byron Saxton was fucking complaining about what Nakamura was saying, or better yet, what Corey Graves was saying to try and interpret Nakamura. Again, this goes back to the opening segment. Why would you have Sami Zayn, of all people, interrupt The Undertaker and not go about doing The Fiend or teasing some program with The Fiend for future use? Why use Sami Zayn in that instance when Sami Zayn was much more needed in this situation? How did Nakamura sell this match on SmackDown Live last night? He didn't. He didn't sell the match whatsoever. Whereas you put Sami Zayn with Nakamura to be his spokesman, and Nakamura is here without his spokesman, and he's speaking another language where nobody understands a goddamn thing that he's saying. How does this make any sense whatsoever, folks? Call me negative, call me cynical, call me a fucking complainer. You all know that I am right. Why use him there when he should have been used here on commentary with Nakamura sitting there silent with the Intercontinental Championship, and Sami Zayn should have been the one to berate The Miz and sell the match with The Miz on Sunday night? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Also, what I don't understand is how The Miz is so fucking terrible in this babyface run. He is downright one of the worst characters that WWE has portrayed on television right now. He's nothing more than a fucking walking billboard ad for his shitty reality TV show. I can't even begin to tell you how their priorities are fucked up. Yes, let's build up a reality TV show that means nothing to the vast majority of the audience. Nobody gives a shit about Miz and Mrs. And in turn, they're ruining The Miz's character. They're ruining The Miz on his full-time job as a character on WWE Smackdown. I don't understand that logic. The Miz as a babyface is so god-awful. His offense, I don't think I really ever complained too much about The Miz's offense as a heel. I kind of accepted it because he was so great at what he did as a heel. So everything after that really wasn't all that upfront and focused on. Now that he's a babyface, I cannot stand The Miz's offense. I cannot. His offense lacks intensity. His offense lacks that oomph. There's nothing behind his offense. It looks so weak. So weak. This guy is absolutely just one of the worst things on television right now. And the fact that he's beating Andrade is a fucking joke. Shane McMahon beat The Miz 3 times. And The Miz goes on and beats Andrade, a guy who lost to the best in the world, Shane McMahon, 3 different times. What does that say about Andrade? That means Andrade's a fucking loser. You didn't have anybody else on this evening to go into this nothing match with The Miz, knowing that you need to get Andrade wins for himself? I don't understand the logic. I really don't. So on top of that, The Miz wins in 10 minutes. The Miz wins in 10 minutes. Of course, with Nakamura sitting at ringside, WWE creative is WWE uncreative. Nakamura is sitting at ringside, and The Miz, at one point in the match, takes Andrade while they're on the outside in front of the commentary's desk, and he throws Andrade on top of Nakamura, and he then mocks Nakamura's "come on." Of course, the guy sitting at ringside has to get involved in the match somehow, and then that leads to a post-match attack when said guy wins the match, which happened here. We had a moonsault attempt by Andrade. The moonsault he does off the top rope, he misses it, and then he lands on his feet and does another moonsault in consecutive fashion. Miz botched this one because after the second moonsault attempt, he was supposed to catch Andrade in the second moonsault attempt into the skull-crushing finale. He fell on his ass. He got up and delivered the skull-crushing finale anyway to Andrade, and Andrade loses to The Miz in 10 minutes. Post-match, Nakamura blindsided Miz with a Kinshasa, then stood over him and trash-talked him, and that was pretty much the end of that segment, leading to the Intercontinental Championship match at Clash of Champions. You want your bathroom break on Sunday? This is it. Seriously, this is it. Nakamura, in his own right, is a loser. What did he do, again, to sell this match on Sunday night? Nothing. The title doesn't make Nakamura look good. Nakamura certainly doesn't make the title look good. The Miz is certainly not a contender for that title in my eyes. You're looking at Andrade as a future piece of this company, and he continues to lose. And when he does win, he doesn't win on his own. He always wins with Zelina Vega's assistance. So what is Andrade in everybody's eyes? A fucking cheater. And when he loses, he's a loser. This guy should be portrayed in such a better light. And WWE, again, is dropping the ball on Andrade when he, in fact, needs to get some victories for himself to look like a legitimate guy. When are we going to start talking about Andrade getting into the fucking mid-card championship title picture? Here we are talking about The Miz, and The Miz right now is nothing more than a walking billboard ad for a shitty reality TV show. Backstage, Shane McMahon asked Matt Hardy and Apollo Crews if they seen Chad Gable. Chad Gable walks on in. Shane McMahon is still looking around. He's like, "Oh, I didn't see you there. I didn't see you there." So more height jokes for Chad Gable. So Gable walked on in, and he stares down Shane McMahon, and he asks Shane McMahon who his opponent is for tonight. Shane says he's picked one, and Elias thoroughly approves of this choice made by Shane McMahon. Shane said Chad Gable gets to take him on. He walked away, and then he walked back into frame and said, "You're taking on the best in the world in the King of the Ring semifinals." And at this point, folks, the meaning of the King of the Ring went completely out the window. The meaning of the King of the Ring went completely out the window. I knew this was going to happen. In fact, my buddy Jesse was zinging me on, "This is all your fault. This is all your fault. See what you did? You put it out there into the universe, and this is what you get. The universe is going to reciprocate what you put into its atmosphere." We got Shane McMahon in the King of the Ring tournament. Everybody's nightmare was slowly but surely coming true. Shane McMahon in the semifinals of the King of the Ring. I want to mention this here, and I don't want to shit on the actual way Gable got over, even though it was like a fucking circus. The point I want to make here is the WWE has a tournament, and it's the most simplest of concepts in WWE, a tournament. You have one opponent against another opponent, and the winner of that match moves on to the next bracket of the tournament. Whether it's 8, 16, 32, whatever. You move on to the next round, and it's elimination. You lose, you go home. The winner keeps advancing. It's a simple concept, folks, that has worked through the annals of fucking wrestling history. WWE had started this tournament off so good, and then come last week, we get this convoluted ending where we get a draw or a tie, a double pinfall with Ricochet and Samoa Joe. Referee makes the pinfall, which I find to be ridiculous. Some of you thought it was not ridiculous. The referee was doing his job. I think it's utterly ridiculous. How can you make a pinfall when one guy's covering another guy, the other guy's covering his opponent? It cancels itself out. Why would you make a pin in that situation knowing that there's not going to be a winner in a tournament that needs a fucking winner? That's my point! Nobody seems to grasp that. So they made it a triple threat match. Baron Corbin, quite honestly, though you might not like him, should have been in the finals of the tournament without barely lifting a finger. So he ended up in the finals anyway and won the triple threat match by nefarious means. He ended up winning after Ricochet hit Samoa Joe with a 630, so he's in the finals anyway. But Shane McMahon putting himself in the semifinals of the tournament is, A, not surprising because it's WWE. But when we all thought that Shane McMahon was going to have a lesser role on television, here he comes back to television and they just put him in a position right back where he was before he actually, quote-unquote, went to jury duty. He took some time off to be a juror for whatever, you know? And it shits on the entirety of the tournament. Because what does that say to everybody else in the tournament that had to bust their ass to try and advance? Shane McMahon just willingly putting himself in the semifinals of the tournament, and he had nothing to do but jury duty? How ridiculous does that sound? How ridiculous does that look if you're a Ricochet, or an Ali, or a Buddy Murphy, or a Drew McIntyre, or a Cedric Alexander, a Cesaro, a Samoa Joe? How does that look? That looks ridiculous! Utterly ridiculous! Now I get it, it's Shane McMahon. But you just wasted the entire prestige aspect of the King of the Ring tournament by putting somebody in the tournament who barely, not even barely, didn't lift a finger. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. WWE fucked up. If they had Elias legitimately injured, then Chad Gable should have went on to the finals. Simple. You book around that. The finals aren't happening tonight. Elias got hurt. Gable's in the finals. That's it. So now we got Gable versus Shane McMahon. I don't understand how you take a simple concept like the King of the Ring and you completely muddy it up in the most convoluted way. Everything was going so good for this tournament. And WWE in the last 2 weeks have shit all over the King of the Ring tournament. Maybe next year they'll get the point or they'll get the picture. I don't think they will. We don't even know if it's going to happen on a yearly basis. I feel like it was just done to get interest into the current product, which it has. Not in the extent that WWE has hoped for, but you got to go about doing the tournaments in the more simpler fashion, in the more simpler way. You can't be fucking adding people in there just because he's Shane McMahon. You can't be putting people in the semifinal that had nothing to do with the overall aspect of the tournament. So we got Gable versus Shane. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are going up against Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss for the women's tag team titles. Rose and Deville came out to cut a promo. Rose talked about how Nikki will never look like her. Mandy says, I'd be embarrassed to walk around looking like Nikki in public, she said. I'm beautiful, and men hold doors open for me. Nikki Cross is ugly. Now, they showed a side-by-side of Mandy Rose and Nikki Cross on the big screen. Mandy's looking all beautiful as always. Nikki Cross looks like a psychopath in her picture. She said Nikki looks like an oversized rat crawling out of the Lincoln Tunnel. An oversized rat crawling out of the Lincoln Tunnel. And that is when Alexa Bliss's music hit, and Bliss walked out with Nikki running to the ring to start this impromptu match with Nikki and Mandy Rose. I don't know who wrote this promo. I can only imagine it was fucking Vince McMahon himself. Seriously. If Vince didn't write it, Vince approved it. I don't know who legitimately wrote the promo. If it was someone on the creative team. If it was someone who's, dealing with the women's portions of the show. Maybe it was a female who wrote this promo. Whoever wrote this promo should not be writing any promos ever again for their existence in this business. This was fucking awful. Absolutely awful. And I read a report where WWE is going to be a little bit more lenient on off the script. A little bit more lenient on giving wrestlers and their performers bullet points to go out there and have them cut promos in their own words to sell their own characters in front of the live audience and for the people watching at home on TV. This was not it. Nikki Cross looks like an oversized rat crawling out of the Lincoln Tunnel. Really? Nikki Cross is ugly and I'm beautiful? So what is the basis of this tag team title match happening on Sunday night? You mean to tell me that this feud for the titles is being built off Mandy's beautiful and Nikki Cross is ugly? Mandy hates Nikki Cross because she's beautiful and Nikki Cross is ugly. Well, if that's the case, Mandy Rose is probably more beautiful than 99% of the women's roster. Does she hate everybody? Not many women are gonna look like Mandy Rose. So I don't get the fucking point of everything that's being said or everything that's happening here for this tag team title match. What are you telling me? Mandy hates Nikki because she's more beautiful? Who wrote this shit? This was downright embarrassing. I don't get the need for a tag team division for the women, and I don't get the need for tag team titles. I don't. If I was in charge in WWE, I would take those tag team titles off of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, and I would absolutely fucking incinerate them. I would burn them to dust, and then I would spit on the fucking ashes, because that's how worthless they are. I don't understand the need for these tag team titles. If this is what you're giving us for the tag team championships, if this is a storyline that you're building for the tag team championships, Mandy doesn't like Nikki because Mandy's beautiful and Nikki is ugly. Just end it. Get rid of it. Get it off my television. If this is the quality of fucking tag team title programs we're going to get for these titles, get it off of television. The only reason they're on Alexa Bliss right now is to amp up her resume. That's it. They got to have Alexa Bliss do something. Why not give her a fucking meaningless title at the end of the day? And what was with Alexa Bliss coming out with her theme music when Nikki Cross is the one wrestling? This irks the shit out of me. Alexa Bliss has nothing to do with this. Yeah, she's in the tag team title match on Sunday, but Nikki Cross is the one being targeted here. Why have Alexa Bliss come out with her theme music when Nikki Cross should be the one focused on front and center here? Nikki Cross ran down to the ring like Nikki Cross of old, but we still heard Alexa Bliss's theme music playing. Alexa Bliss doesn't need to be out there. This is Nikki's battle to fight. I hate that shit, man. That shit irked the shit out of me. This one went 3 minutes. So we had Nikki leaping off the top rope at Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose moved. I think she went for a crossbody. Nikki, though, then avoided a big knee strike and schoolboyed her for the win. And that was pretty much it. So Nikki climbed the top rope. Sonya jumped on the ring apron to distract her. Alexa yanked her down. Nikki leapt off. Rose moved, and then a schoolboy roll-up for the win. And that was pretty much it. I guess they earned momentum going into the worthless tag team title match, correct? Yeah. Heavy Machinery versus Johnny Silver and Alex Keaton. I don't get this either. Heavy Machinery wins in 2 minutes here. Heavy Machinery was in a tag team title match with Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan a couple of months back. We know that they could go. Why are they in a jobber tag team match? We know what they could do. There aren't any other teams on this fucking show that you could put in there that have at least some name value to get them a decent victory? What are the B team doing? What are the Ascension doing? What are the Colognes doing? Are they even employed? Johnny Silver. Johnny Silver's a stud. I remember seeing Johnny Silver a couple of times on NXT way back when. Johnny Silver, in fact, is actually a graduate, I believe, of Kurt Hawkins' Creative Pro Wrestling Academy. Johnny Silver is going to be going one-on-one with Matt Travis at House of Glory's Chapter 4 on October 5th. I'm going to get to call Johnny Silver's match with Matt Travis. I think Johnny Silver is a quality guy, man. He's a stud. Here, it might not look it because he was buried in this job match by Heavy Machinery. That was pretty much it. Tucker delivered the compactor with Otis for the win, and that was pretty much it. Squash matches are great, but when the squash matches are occurring with somebody who had a tag team title match just a couple of months back, and we're feuding with Bryan and Rowan and the New Day over the tag team titles, they don't need to be in squash matches. We know what they could do. Build your tag team division up and get these guys in a program that matters and have them aim for the tag team titles. It's not that fucking difficult, Vince. It's not that difficult. Backstage, Shane was talking with a producer, I believe, and he was taking measurements for the King of the Ring crown. Says he wanted it customized to fit his head perfectly. In walks Kevin Owens. Shane says he is going to be the benevolent leader that he is, and he decided to get rid of the big fine that he levied on Kevin Owens. So $100,000 is a big deal to Kevin Owens. That was the entire situation here. I like the fact that they continue to make the $100,000 an important aspect to Kevin Owens and his family. Kevin Owens then obviously asked, okay, what's the catch? Shane then handed Kevin Owens a referee t-shirt. Shane says he knows how important KO's family is to him, so he should think about that tonight. Do you catch my drift, he says. Kevin Owens at that point looked like he knows what he had to do, and he didn't want to do it. He looked conflicted. So I like the aspect. Listen, yes, it's convoluted. Yes, it's like a fucking circus. Yes, Shane McMahon doesn't belong in the semifinals. Yes, they should have went about it just going in a more simpler direction. But they needed to have something for the show, and they wanted to at least try and tie up loose ends here with Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon and this fine that was brought down upon him. I like the fact that they brought the fine on top of Kevin Owens. I really do, because it continues something that we've seen and heard from weeks prior with the storyline going on between the two. I like that they made it an important aspect. Like, they didn't forget it. So I like that Shane McMahon didn't forget how important it was. Or at least Kevin Owens came up to Shane McMahon and begged him, which looked ridiculous after the rebel-like attitude he took weeks before that. I like the fact that they're still playing off the fact that Shane remembered that Kevin Owens felt and sounded sincere about this $100,000. Can you please think about, removing the fine? This is a lot of money to my family. So I like that aspect. I really do. But there's more negative to come with this than positive. And we already went over that. But I did like the fact that they continued something, what we seen a couple weeks prior on SmackDown Live. Rowan made his entrance to the ring, to silence, by the way. Absolute silence. Rowan stood in the ring, said all his life people just wanted to shit on him. They didn't get him. Said fans think he's controlled by somebody else, until last week he said they need to look deep into his eyes and realize he's a mastermind, a manipulator, and a schemer. He said all the fans see is a big brute who terrorizes and brutalizes. He brought up Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns' music hits, and Reigns came out in his wrestling gear, and he ran to the ring. So Eric Rowan comes out to theme music that nobody recognizes. Eric Rowan comes out to the sound of fucking library silence. And WWE thinks that Eric Rowan is over enough with the audience, or well known enough, I should say, with the audience to warrant a solo heel act. Clearly, Eric Rowan is not ready for this. Eric Rowan will never be ready for a solo heel act. I don't understand why they're going in this direction. Folks, I want you to understand that we don't even have an explanation as to why Rowan did what he did. At no point in anything that Eric Rowan has uttered on the microphone did we get a why. Why did he attack Roman Reigns? We didn't get it. Daniel Bryan didn't give us a reason. Maybe he could have thought of a reason why Rowan would do this. Daniel Bryan didn't come up with any reason. Roman Reigns, did he come up with a reason as to why Eric Rowan might potentially be doing this to him? Roman Reigns didn't come up with a reason. And here we are with the guy that WWE has put in the role of culprit for all these attacks, and even him hasn't delivered a why as to why he's attacking Roman Reigns or why he has an issue with Roman Reigns. All we're getting is that he's not a puppet. He's not controlled by anybody. He's a manipulator, a mastermind, and a schemer. Why? Why are you attacking Roman Reigns? until you give the audience that very important answer to that very important question. Why the fuck is this on my television? I don't know. Nobody gives a shit now. Nobody gives a shit about this storyline. Nobody gives a shit about this match. Why is this match even happening at Clash of Champions? None of these guys are champions. Why? This is the illogical garbage that I complain about when I sit here and talk about WWE. Are any of you asking yourself, well, did we get the why? Are you asking yourself, did we get the why in this storyline? Do you even care? Who gives a shit about Eric Rowan and Roman Reigns? Who? So Roman Reigns came to the ring. Superman punch. They brawled into the crowd. They brawled back to the ringside area. A bunch of officials and security broke them up. Rowan then picks up a fan. At least I won't be using that as a title and a clickbait thumbnail because it wasn't a fan. A clear fucking plant, because I seen him legitimately plant himself in that position, and then the look on his face when Rowan picked him up in the powerbomb position looked like he was getting ready to fucking sit down for a comedy show. The guy was all smiles. He looked as fake could be. So he takes this fan, this plant, and he powerbombs him into Reigns and all the security guys at ringside. Rowan yelled, "I have something to say." Rowan then charged back at Reigns and leapt and just dove. He ran around the ring, Braun Strowman style, and ran like a bowling ball. Knocked all these security guys of Roman Reigns down. Rowan then dragged Reigns up the ramp. We seen Sanjay Dutt. We seen Adam Pearce. Several referees were there trying to talk to him. Reigns then got back up and jumped Rowan, punching at him. They were standing by the King of the Ring throne. Rowan then reached up and grabbed a camera crane and threw it into Reigns and the officials that were there trying to subdue this chaos on the stage. And then Rowan was yelling at Reigns, "Sunday, Sunday, Sunday." That was it. The attack was well done. The attack was well done here. We didn't see Daniel Bryan at all on this show. The attack was well done ahead of their match that nobody gives a shit about. Fans actually gave the brawl a reaction. I thought it was a fun brawl. I really did. But at that point, I asked myself, well, it's happening at Clash of Champions. There's no championship on the line. It's simply a one-on-one match, a match that Rowan inevitably is going to lose. So we pretty much got the match that nobody gave a shit about going in. We got the match already on Tuesday night before Sunday. Why is anybody legitimately going to give a shit? Seriously. And then WWE, again, illogically, after commercial break, they now make the regular, standard, ordinary, vanilla match with Roman Reigns and Rowan a no DQ match. So you mean to tell me you pretty much gave everything that we're going to see on Sunday night away on Tuesday? If that isn't giving up on a storyline already, folks, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Man, they must have something fucking elaborate planned for Sunday night. They better do better than what we seen tonight on SmackDown Live. Who gives a shit? And again, I'm going to ask you guys, where is the why? Why did he throw the production crates on Roman Reigns? Why did he try to run Roman Reigns over? Why? We don't have the why. If you can figure it out, please inform me and let me know. I don't know. Bayley versus Ember Moon. Charlotte was at the announce desk because why the fuck not? Because Charlotte's got to make her way to television somehow. Let's sit her by ringside and do absolutely nothing. You know, sometimes it's best to not put anybody on television. This one went 4 minutes. I was enjoying what we seen here for 4 minutes. Ember Moon in this match had a lot of intensity. Much more so than I've seen recently from Ember Moon. But Bayley lost in that tag team match on Monday, so clearly Bayley needed to win here. Ember Moon needs a win of her own, and clearly WWE doesn't know what the fuck is going on with the rest of their women's division. There's Sasha, there's Bayley, there's Charlotte, and there's Becky Lynch. And outside that, folks, There is nothing. There is absolutely nothing outside of the Big Four. And when Ronda comes back, outside of the Big Five. Why? Why is it so difficult for WWE to book their women's division outside of those 4 women? You can't have a women's division revolving around 4 notable names. Everybody that you have in your division should be on equal level or right below where the horsewomen are. You failed to do that. You failed to do that. Mandy Rose is a lot better than what we see on television. She's not the greatest wrestler on the fucking roster. Far from it. But she's a lot better than what we're getting now. Nikki Cross is a lot better than what we're getting in this tag team formation with Alexa Bliss. Sonya Deville has come along, and she's gotten a lot better. You have Asuka and fucking Kairi Sane on this roster, not being used. Ember Moon is dwindling into nothing on this show. Nothing. You have Naomi, who has not been used on this show, who's a very good act in her own right. Ruby Riott is set to come back in 2020. What are you going to have ready for her when she comes back? Why is it so difficult to book your women's division in anything important outside of the horsewomen? That's what I got from this match. It's ridiculous. Ember Moon is so much better than this. Bayley is so much better than this. Bayley's inevitably losing that title. That title is coming right off of her on Sunday night. No doubt in my mind. If it doesn't, I'd be shocked. I would seriously be shocked. So Moon dove off the ropes for the eclipse, and then Bayley ducked. Bayley then landed a Bayley to belly for the 3 count. Charlotte didn't get involved, surprisingly, like Nakamura did against The Miz earlier. So Charlotte entered the ring, and Bayley held up her arms with the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, and Charlotte was just standing there kind of intimidating Bayley, holding up the 10, meaning that she's going to win her 10th title. Her 10th title, folks. You do realize that the number of reigns that one has does not mean you're the greatest champion of all time. It's what you do in those reigns. Not one reign of Charlotte, in my mind, stands out as memorable. So what good is it? It's merely nothing more than a statistic, and WWE is on this record fucking pace to get her with more title reigns than her fucking father, so they can gloat about it on TV. That's all they're doing. So when you want to know who's winning the match on Sunday, 10 is a nice round number for WWE not to visit on Sunday night. Kofi Kingston made his way to the ring. Said MSG will always hold a special place in his heart. He said 10 years ago in this arena, he decided to step up and prove that he was a top star where he belonged. Said he whooped Randy Orton's ass all over the building. Said the icing on the cake is what he did to Orton when he laid him out and put his ass through a table. The entire arena and the entire city of New York was chanting Kofi, Kofi. Said he knew that one day he would be back at MSG inside this ring standing before them as WWE Champion, and that day has come. Said he sees a lot of young booties in the crowd. Kind of cringe that he said that. Sees a lot of young booties in the crowd, so he wanted to show them what happened. So we see a clip of Kofi leaping off the guardrail many, many moons ago, 10 years ago, inside Madison Square Garden, where he put Randy Orton through the table. So Orton came in and came from the crowd and started yelling, stupid, stupid, stupid. He was by the stage, to the right of the stage, walking through the crowd. Stupid, stupid, stupid is this episode of SmackDown Live. So he can't listen to him go on anymore. He can't listen to another thing he's done in the last 10 years. He listed a bunch of big wins that he's had in the last 10 years. Says he's going to take the title from him because Kofi has pretended to be something that he isn't from day one, whether it was a Jamaican guy with a phony accent with all those dreadlocks, or whether it was a phony power of positivity bullshit. And they didn't bleep out bullshit, folks, and my ears perked up like a nice owl perking up. I was listening, I'm like, that's what I want. That's the intensity that's missing from these shows. Words like that and verbiage like that, I like to see thrown in there every now and then, and it just amps it up a little bit. All this power of positivity bullshit. Love it. Randy Orton's a prick, and I love it. Now, He threw down the microphone. Kofi dropped the mic and walked towards Orton. So Orton caught Kofi with a steel chair and started yelling, "Stupid, stupid, stupid." They were in the crowd, and the steel chair was going back and forth. Randy Orton was blasting Kofi with the steel chair. Kofi then blasted Randy Orton with the steel chair. Kofi then tried to reenact the MSG spot from 10 years ago. He set up a table that was clearly gimmicked. You've seen the crease in the middle of the table. You've seen the giveaway in the middle of the table. It's covered by a black cloth, this big table, gimmick table. Randy Orton's on top of it. Randy Orton then recovered and set Kofi on the table. He swung a chair at him. Kofi kicked it out of his hands. And then the table actually broke when Kofi tried to get up off the table. They were both sitting in the table rubble, and the table just collapsed with the weight of both of them on top of it. That's what you get for using gimmicked tables! With the weight of Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston on top of it. I know what you wanted to do, but man, you gotta go about doing it and not really pushing the limits of the table when you know it's only set up for one spot. So the table was pre-cut, it broke. Kofi noticed that there was another table positioned underneath the black cloth. He gave Orton another chair shot. He put Orton on top of the table. He climbed up to the crowd, stood on top of the barricade, and he jumped through the table with a boom drop, and it sent Orton through the table. Orton immediately grabbed his knee. And Kofi, I don't know if it was botched or if he mistimed it, but he came down with a boom drop. All of his weight coming off this high perch, standing on top of the barricade, through the table, all of his weight directed like a bullseye right on Randy Orton's knee. Randy Orton immediately went to his knee, and I'm like, oh my God, that did not look good. WWE tried to reenact what they did 10 years ago, and they fucking failed miserably at it. They really did. Some things are just better left alone. And leave it to WWE to try and recreate what they did inside Madison Square Garden 10 years ago, and they look like fools for doing so. They look like fools just based off the fact that it wasn't creative. You couldn't come up with another moment that will live for the next 10 years? You had to reenact the same moment that you showed us over and over and over again from the fucking 10 years prior? This is a creative team. I see no creativity here. The attack was good. Orton's verbal assault on Kofi Kingston was good. Kofi's promo was good. This was garbage. This was complete garbage. And a botch that I don't know if Randy Orton's hurt, but he immediately went to his knee. Or he might be just doing a really good sell job. I don't know. I hope it's not the case of him being injured, because that didn't look nice whatsoever. Chad Gable versus Shane McMahon, King of the Ring semifinals. We have Kevin Owens as the special guest referee. This is indeed, folks, the main event of SmackDown Live. This was quick. Gable wins in 10 seconds. Gable ducked a charging Shane McMahon, went for a forearm, but he reversed it into a German suplex, which looked devastating on Shane McMahon. I thought he was legitimately going to drop him on his head for a 3 count. Kevin Owens counted the quick 1, 2, 3. And we all thought that he was going to get the 1-up on Shane McMahon because Shane McMahon has fucked him over. So, Gable wins in 10 seconds. Shane then takes the microphone, he grabs it from Greg Hamilton and says, this match is now 2 out of 3 falls as New York City starts chanting, asshole, at Shane McMahon. He does one of these and brushes them off. He don't give a shit. So we actually get a legit match from this point on. Now a 2 out of 3 falls match. So we get a 2 out of 3 falls match with Chad Gable winning the second fall and advancing to the finals of the King of the Ring. Gable went for a moonsault. He landed it. Kevin Owens knew that this was a big move that could potentially land Gable the win, and he makes a very slow count. So Shane McMahon appointed Kevin Owens as the special guest referee, and Kevin Owens, he got the 3 count, which led to the first fall. Shane McMahon then changed the rules because he can. 2 out of 3 falls. Now, Kevin Owens realizes that maybe I should play by the rules here and maybe I should abide by what Shane McMahon wants me to do. So he was counting very slow here. So he pretended to be on Shane McMahon's side. And I like this aspect because whereas he wanted to fuck him over, now he knew Shane McMahon was only going to change the fucking rules. So there's nothing that even him as an official can do. He changed the rules and he figured, you know what, I got to abide by the rules here. Let me just be a referee. Let me try and be a referee, or better yet, let me try and be on Shane McMahon's side. So he made the slow count after the great moonsault off the top by Gable. Shane kicked out at 2. Shane grabbed the chair. Kevin Owens told him he can't let him do that. He said all the fans were watching. Shane smiled and told KO to put it away. He don't need it. So Kevin Owens took the chair. He threw it outside the ring. He went for a low blow. He went to get Gable below the belt, but Gable applied the ankle lock. Shane was in the middle of the ring, and Kevin Owens didn't do anything. He couldn't be blamed for this fall. Shane McMahon tapped out, and Chad Gable submits. Shane McMahon and Chad Gable advances to the finals of the King of the Ring to go one-on-one with Baron Corbin. It was announced a couple of weeks back that the finals would be happening at the Clash of the Champions pay-per-view. Not anymore, man. They moved it back to Monday Night Raw. So we got Corbin and Gable on Monday Night Raw, and they announced that during this match as soon as Gable won and advanced to the finals. Fans are chanting, "You tapped out." Shane attacked Kevin Owens from behind. Kevin Owens was like, "What do you want me to do? I didn't do anything. You tapped out. I'm only here to make the official call. That was the official call. You tapped out on your own recognizance. That was it." Shane then picked up a microphone after he attacked Kevin Owens and yelled, "You're fired. You're fired." He started punching away at Kevin Owens and started to say, "Fired, fired, fired." That's the way SmackDown Live went off the air. Kevin Owens, after the show was over, tweeted out numbers, tweeted out something numerically. I don't know what it was. I think it was 12 plus 24 plus 20, whatever that means. Some of you guys coded it, or decoded it, I should say. And it's actually numerically spells out NXT. I don't know. I could see it happening, because Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens on the main roster is all but done. It's dead. It's dead. Kevin Owens beat Shane McMahon at SummerSlam. There's no reason for it to happen again. So Shane McMahon fires Kevin Owens off SmackDown Live. Kevin Owens was, I would say, emasculated in the last couple of weeks. He came out all rebel-like and heated, telling everybody what we wanted to know and what everybody really knew about Shane McMahon getting too much TV time and taking TV time away from everybody. He wanted that to come to an end. He was just, I wouldn't say stone cold-like, but he was a rebel where he didn't take any shit from anybody. That went away, and WWE ruined all of that momentum. All of that momentum. You can't do that. Now he's fired. Could I see him on NXT? Absolutely. Could I see him being another member of the Undisputed Era? Absolutely. Kevin Owens in NXT makes sense, because where WWE wants to go to war with AEW, and they don't want to move, main roster guys to NXT just for the sake of moving main roster guys to NXT. Who could you move strategically to NXT where there won't be any backlash and people will gravitate towards it and accept it 100% without even thinking? Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is NXT. Kevin Owens is the essence, the embodiment of NXT. So I don't think that move is a bad move to make whatsoever. Kevin Owens wasn't doing anything on SmackDown Live anyway. You might as well get him in something that boosts his stock in the company. And there's no better way to do that while battling AEW with a main roster name that a lot of people love and want to see succeed. And there's no better way to boost his momentum than putting him on the legit best brand that they have. You add Kevin Owens to that roster already, that makes that roster even better than it is right now. I think it's a great move. Now, that's just speculation. We don't know if that's going to happen. He could show up on the live episode on September 18th. We don't know. But he is fired from SmackDown Live. I hope WWE doesn't go in the storyline direction of Kevin Owens fighting for his job back. Nobody wants to see that shit. It's done. It's old. It's formulaic. It's just fucking tiresome. Really tiresome. Do something different with him. He's fired off the main roster. Have him show up in NXT. Triple H, I'm sure, would welcome Kevin Owens with open arms. Guys, thank you guys so very much for SmackDown Live. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed anything you heard here, please let me know down below. Hit that thumbs up, and I will see you guys tonight for NXT. Another great episode of NXT, plus your news and rumors revolving around NXT, AEW, and everything you need to know for the Wednesday Night Wars, man. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter, at JD from NY206. Follow me on Instagram, Same deal, JD from NY206. Make sure you guys check out all the other videos that you might have missed. Link down below in the description. And Audible, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Thank you guys so very much, and I'll see you tonight once again for NXT. See you then.